So I want to talk to you about single member LLC EIN only business credit card. How do you make sure that you are never denied again? Okay, so I'm going to share with you 7 proven steps you need to follow if you are willing to actually clinch any EIN only business credit card right off the bat. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee. Edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you already asked me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about a single member LLC EIN only business credit card. How do you make sure that you are never denied again? Okay, so if you're a single member LLC, I want you to apply the 7 steps I'm going to share with you in today's conversation so that you never get denied again. Very important. So first thing first, let's talk about the bank where you are currently having a relationship. So you are a single member LLC and you are looking for an EIN only business credit card. Why don't you just start at the bank where they currently know you? What's the institution you're currently banking at? Talk to me, son, about that. Are you with a credit union? Are you with a bank? It's important to start where they already know you. So we are talking about making sure that you actually can parlay your good relationship with a bank or credit union into an EIN only business credit card. It's very important, okay? So the thing here is that you want to apply at a bank or credit union, but you want to go to a branch. Don't do it over the phone. Don't do it online, okay? The Lord knows that this is just your chances of being approved for an EIN only business credit card when you apply online are slim, unless you have excellent credit and you have done things properly, okay? You want to go to a branch. You want to have all your paperwork with you. When we talk about paperwork, we're speaking about your financials, your business plan, everything that actually legitimizes your business. You need to have those with you when you go to a branch. Very important, okay? Your business tax returns, if possible, okay? Or your personal tax returns, because when you have a single member LLC, your personal affairs might be, in some cases, mixed with your business's affairs. So when you go to the branch, I want you to ask your odds of approval, okay? Because you can gauge your odds of approval when you go to a branch. So money. What is the status of your relationship with your current bank? Do you have a great relationship with your current bank or credit union? Or do you have a so-so relationship? That's really important. If you have a stellar relationship with a bank or a credit union, I want you right now to schedule an appointment, to ask for an appointment and go to a branch. The second thing I want you to do here is the card type. See, when we talk about business credit cards in general, specifically if you're looking for an EIN only business credit card, you need to know the kind of card that you are looking for your business. Okay, because you have travel rewards credit cards, business credit cards. You have cashback business credit cards. You have cards that allow you to have low rates. You have cards that allow you to transfer balances from business cards that allow you to transfer balances. So my question to you is, what kind of card are you looking for? That's really important to have an idea. You got to have a clear idea about that. Okay, so again, what are you looking for, son? Talk to me about that. Talk to me, because you're looking for an EIN only business credit card, okay, for your single member LLC, okay. But what are you going to charge on the card? What kind of purpose do you have? Okay, and you need to really understand: are we talking about fee-based or no annual fee business credit cards? Are you looking for? Do you understand the whole cashback business credit card game? Okay, and the thing here is that if you have to evaluate business credit card rewards programs, you need to think about things like travel rewards, office supplies and marketing expenditure, employee and manager treats, right? This is really important. And the whole thing here is that you want to make sure that you choose a bank or credit union that actually has a strong analytical tools. Because when we talk about business credit cards, you need to understand, come year end, you're going to have to file your tax returns, your business tax returns, and you need to have access to analytical tools that will allow you to actually aggregate your expenses right away and know exactly what you can write off and what you cannot. Because you don't want to do things manually at year end. You don't want that. You don't want to be in that situation, okay? So this is really important. So big decision time. Do you currently have a single member LLC? Are you looking for an EIN only business credit card? If you answer yes to those two questions, I want you to think about what kind of card you're looking for. What kind of specific card are you looking for? What are the areas where you spend most? Okay, when you analyze your operational expenses, what kind of areas? I mean, are you spending a lot of cash on entertainment, travel, office supplies, inventory? Talk to me about those things, okay? And based on the kind of spend pattern that you have, you can actually apply for a card that fits those spend patterns. Really important. You got to have this synchronicity. Very important. The third thing I want you to think about, son, is I want you to think about your financials. Okay. And the funny thing is people just walk around and say, I have a single member LLC. I'm a CEO. I'm a boss, whatever. But, when you actually investigate, you realize that they have a shell company. In other words, they just have a company, but there's nothing going on here. So if you can actually prepare accurate and updated financial statements, you are basically lending credibility to your business, which is important if you want to have a high limit, especially if you want to have an EIN only business credit card for your single member LLC. Now, I'm not asking you to become a PhD in accounting or financial reporting. If financial reporting is not your forte, not a problem. You can outsource the whole thing. Okay. You don't have to understand debits and credits. Okay. You don't have to understand the trial balance and whatnot. No. You can outsource the whole thing. You can have an account. You can have an external accountant do your books, or you can actually have accounting software such as QuickBooks, Xero, Wave, Expensify, take care of your accounting for you. So you can also actually go online and find someone to do the stuff for you. You can go to Fiverr, on Upwork, on TopTal. We have a lot of folks who actually do that. A lot of clients who actually do that. So my point to you is you need to have accurate financials. The credit card issuer is going to check that. They are going to check that. If you want an EIN only business credit card application, you are telling the bank to actually segregate your personal credit score from your business credit score. In other words, you're telling the bank or the credit card issuer, for that matter, to analyze your credit card application on the strict criteria of business operations. This is a leap of faith for credit card issuers. You're asking them to actually mitigate risk at the business level, not at the personal level, which is really big because you are a single member LLC. So in other words, your personal life is intertwined with your business affairs. So I'm just trying to let you understand this is a big step. So this is why you need to have accurate financial statements. We are speaking about balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flows, statement of owner's equity. Don't forget disclosure notes and critical assumptions. Okay. You want to include actual data. Actual data is very important. Okay. And otherwise specify if it's projected data, estimated data. It's all about being transparent from the get-go. And again, everything I'm telling you here, you don't have to do those things yourself. If you do not understand the language I'm speaking right now in terms of financial reporting and accounting and debits and credits and balance sheet and whatnot, you want to outsource the whole thing. I want to talk to you about spend patterns. I briefly touched upon it before, and now I want to dig a little deeper. It's important because if you're trying to get an EIN only single member LLC business credit card, you need to have a clear idea what your spend patterns are. Okay, and not only understand those patterns yourself, but you need to explain them to the lender, to the credit card issuer. Okay, explain what you're using the business credit card for. You want to explain the top categories that you'll be charging on the card, because the credit card issuer wants to know, okay, we believe that by actually approving this card, this person is going to use the card responsibly, and this card is going to use the card to actually expand his or her business. Okay, make sure that the cash flows that you are showing will boost revenue. In other words, using the card to actually grow your business, and that growth systematically and reflexively will be reflected in boosted revenue. What I'm trying to say here is that don't you charge crazy stuff on the business credit card. This ain't for fun. No, when you get the card, you are actually going to use it to boost revenue for your single member LLC. Okay, so when we talk about acceptable uses here, what are the uses that credit card issuers are comfortable with? You can use the card for travel, business travel, of course. You can use the card for entertainment. You are actually entertaining clients. business clients. You can use the card for office supplies, which is really important, right? You can use the card for inventory. I've said this before. So you can use the card for software subscriptions. Okay, so anything that can boost your revenue at the business level is actually an acceptable use. Son, daughter, what I'm trying to say here is that if you are trying to get a single member LLC EIN only business credit card, you need to think about the spend patterns that will help your business, and you need to articulate those spend patterns to the credit card issuer. Okay, so money, 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 money. How are you going to actually explain the monetary uses of the limit that the credit card issuer gives you? How are you going to explain that to the credit card issuer? In other words, how are you going to tell them that whatever you spend, whatever you charge on the card is in sync with your business, with the business you are running? For example, if you are running a consulting business and you don't travel a lot, you are running a local consulting business, why are you charging a lot of business travel on the credit card? It doesn't make sense. So whatever you charge on the card must be in sync with the operational mission of the business. I want to talk to you, son, about legitimacy. Do you have a legit business? I was just talking to you earlier about people just walking around the neighborhood saying, I have a single member LLC. I'm just balling. I'm just having fun, blah, 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 blah. But when you investigate, you realize they're just full of shh. They are full of shh, whatever, you know? So my question to you is your business legit? I mean, you have an LLC. Okay, I know that. Okay, that's cool, you know? God bless you. May the good Lord bless you. But my question to you is, do you have a legit business? Like a really solid LLC? Do you have articles of organization? Do you have a registered service? Son, daughter, talk to me about that. Grandpa, grandma, talk to me. Mom, dad, talk to me. Uncle, aunt, talk to me. Do you have a registered service? Do you even know what a registered service is? So what is your relationship? What is your status with the state in which you are actually operating? Do you have a certificate of good standing from that state? If you don't know what a registered service is, just drop us in the comment below. We'll answer you. Okay. Do you have the appropriate business licenses and permits? Because the thing is, you can just walk around and tell everybody, hey, listen, I'm a CEO of my business, whatever. But if you don't have the right licenses, you are actually, you're not complying, right? You are running afoul of the law. And this is where troubles begin. And you don't want to be in that situation at all. No, you don't want your ass to be in that situation. Believe me. Okay. And do you have an EIN? Because we are talking about EIN only, business credit card. But do you have an EIN? Because everything starts with your number, your EIN. So your employer identification number. This is something you can get with the IRS, and you should get it with the IRS. And one thing we also want to talk about is having a legit business means what? That you have a business checking account at a minimum. So this goes back to what I said earlier at the beginning of this show, when I said you want to establish a relationship with the bank and you want to apply for an EIN only, single member LLC, business credit card at the bank where they currently know you. So you got to have a business checking account or a business savings account at that particular institution. And it could be a credit union also. I'm not just focused only on the banks. You can have a credit union also. The bottom line is what? The bottom line is you need to project, okay? You need to project an air of credibility. You need to let people know that you are running a legit business. You have a business plan, okay? You have business financials that are accurate. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Story Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation today about the single member LLC EIN only business credit card, and I'm just sharing with you a few tips and tricks to help you understand how the whole thing works and how do you actually qualify for a large limit real fast. And the next thing you need to do is actually talk about the trends in your industry. This works fantastically. I mean, listen, we've been doing this for 30 years, more than 30 years, and we've seen Countless clients use this trick. It works all the time. Now, people believe when we talk about EIN only, business credit card, they only want to talk about their financials, how their business is doing and whatnot. This is kind of fine. I'm not saying you don't do that. What I'm saying here is that you have to also have a prospective approach. See, when we talk about, so you have the actual approach, which is how your company is doing right now, but you got to have also a prospective approach. Talk about the future. So if you are in an industry that is currently on a growth path that is wonderful, you want to mention that. You want to tell the credit card issuer, hey, listen, my business is in a sector that's growing double digit every year, every single year. How about that? Okay, be proud. If your sector is growing, be proud of that. So talk about press mentions. Has the media talked about it? Has the media talked about those trains, those rosy trains? Then mention them. You can actually have clips of news media articles and show this to the credit card issuer. News coverage, positive news coverage. Those are important things. I mean, so what I'm sharing with you here are unconventional ways to get a single member EIN only, a single member LLC EIN only business credit cards. Nobody talks to you about those things. Nobody talks to you about mentioning positive trends in the industry. People talk to you only about your FICO score, your business paydex score, and whatnot. Here we are going further. Okay. So, for instance, if your rivals are making money, if your rivals are actually enjoying press coverage, if your rivals are doing fantastically, you want to mention that too, because that means that you are in a sector that is growing like crazy, right? And the thing is, you can also rely on your own internal data. In other words, if you do analysis at the business level, you want to show this also to the credit card issuer. Before I close today's conversation, let me give you a few pro tips. Okay. And the tips are that if you cannot be approved using EIN only, you can try using your own FICO score, because sometimes we actually have people are confused when we talk about EIN only business credit card. People are confused. They only think that it's either or. No, those are not mutually exclusive. They're not. The ideal situation is to apply for a single member LLC business credit card using EIN only. Yes, that's the ideal solution. But if you can't do it, then try using your own FICO score. It's important. And now you want to have a decent FICO score though. So you can have like a 600, because they are going to do a hard pull on your credit anyway, right? So you want to start with having a normal FICO score. I mean, normal, quote unquote, decent FICO score, where you're speaking about 600 minimum. You want to be in a situation where you are constantly also generating enough revenue at the personal level, so that your income, because when everything becomes personal, then the credit card issuer is going to check your business financials, but also your personal finances, your personal financial statements. This is really important. Okay. And you want to continually monitor your cash inflows, your personal cash inflows, but also your FICO score. One thing I also want to mention here is that, remember, when we talk about FICO score at the personal level, we're speaking about your payment history, right? We're speaking about your CUR, your credit utilization ratio. We are speaking about the diversity of your credit products, the length of your credit history, and the new credit inquiries. So those are 5 important factors that actually impact your personal FICO score. Don't forget your DTI also. This is really important. Your DTI is critical here. So credit card. What I'm trying to say here is that today's conversation was about single member LLC EIN only business credit card, but you can also apply for a credit card using your FICO. In other words, not using EIN only. Okay, if you are comfortable that you have a good FICO score, you have a stellar FICO score, or your company is doing fantastically, or you think that you can qualify because of the relationship you have established over many years with the institution, then go ahead and do it. This is totally possible. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about single member LLC EIN only business credit card, how to apply so that you can you're always approved. Okay, so we talked about bank NPR, the card type, the financials, the spend patterns, the legitimacy, the trends, and last but not the least, the pro tips. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.